So in May of 2020, I got COVID-19. At the same time, everything was going into a lockdown. Gyms, restaurants, airlines, tourism, life, pretty much everything was going into a lockdown for a good solid 5 months, at least where I live. I went from weighing 160 pounds looking like this, all the way down to 120 pounds and looking like this. Yeah, I was pretty darn depressed. And it took me about a solid 1 month to recover and to feel like myself again. But I was just extremely miserable. The gym, guys, is like a second home to me. And even though I tried to work out at home, it just wasn't the same. I found myself unmotivated, undesired, undetermined, and obviously depressed. Like really depressed. So the best thing to do at that time was just wait. And waiting I did. Finally, sometime in August, the gym opened up again. But I didn't start going to the gym until 6 weeks after. I just wanted to make sure that there won't be any more lockdowns because it's a troll. I mean, you go back, you get in the groove again, then they lock you back down, and it's just not a good place to be. So I waited that extra 6 weeks. Once I knew that things are good to go and the risk for another lockdown was low, I went for it. I went to the gym, signed up, entered the gym, and man, did it feel awesome. Obviously things were different. You have to be wearing masks in the gym at all times when you're in that building, as well as every 90 minutes these guys in a white suit, they come and they start disinfecting everything. So they kick everybody out of the gym, and it's just, you know, it's kind of annoying, but it is what it is for now. It's government rules, and hey, at least the gyms are back open, right? Now, it's been a solid 5 months and a very hard COVID to get through. So obviously I've lost a lot of strength and a lot of size. So going back to what I was doing pre-COVID or pre-lockdown in terms of weights, it wasn't gonna happen. So I had to start slow and steady, pretty much from scratch. And I bet this is where you guys are now. Or you guys are thinking to go to the gym once this messy pandemic is over. Or generally you guys are thinking to start going to the gym in 2021. It's a New Year resolution. Hey guys, Nature Boy here, and this isn't my first time in a situation like this. There has been many times where I had to take a long break from the gym for whatever reason. Life is the reason, and had to start again. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to get back to the gym if you guys were affected by this pandemic like I was. How to start working out after the pandemic, or how to start working out in 2021 properly. All topics are respectfully in a timestamp, so you guys can go straight to your topics and get your information what you need. All I ask in return is a like and a subscribe. Alright, let's begin. So if you guys got affected by this long lockdown because of this pandemic, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 months, then you've probably lost a lot of muscle, a lot of weight, a lot of size, and a lot of strength. Kind of like me. Your muscles have pretty much gone to a hibernation mode. Pretty much they've gone to sleep. So you can't go straight to your 1 rep max or your pre-pandemic or pre-lockdown weight because you're gonna snap some stuff. You're gonna have a lot of injuries, and it's just not a good idea. You have to start slow and steady so you can avoid any types of injuries, as well as you have to do it in a way so you're not super sore the very next day, because we all know after a long break from the gym, the first workout is gonna keep us sore for a solid week. Knowing that, we have to manage our workout in a way so we're not sore longer than 2 or 3 days. So this way we can keep going back to the gym rather than, you know, making that excuse to not go to the gym. But since you've already been working out before, you don't need to start 100% from scratch. You can do whatever splits you were doing before the pandemic or before the lockdown, whether it was a chest day, back day, leg day, upper body day, lower body day, whatever it was, you can go back to that split, but with limited sets and limited reps. This is how I did it. I went to the gym 4 days a week targeting different muscle groups. Chest, back, shoulders, legs. That's it, only 4 times a week. All my exercises were compound movements. Things like squats, deadlifts, shoulder press, seated rows, things that are multi-joint movements. This way, your body can activate more muscle fibers and it can wake them up from hibernation. Don't worry about your biceps and triceps, they're not really important right now. However, they are being activated when you're doing your bench press, your seated rows, all these compounded movements. Isolating them is for a later stage, but for now we're just trying to get back to the groove of going back to the gym and doing those exercises that we were doing. Now what you want to do on these respective days is take about 3 or 4 exercises max, obviously all compound movements, and do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. The weight should not be heavy. It should be light to moderate in a way that you can feel your muscle fibers moving and be contracted and stretched, because this is the way that you can wake them up and get them back engaged. For example, let's take back day. You can start out with pull-ups. You can do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Then you can go on to deadlifts, do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Then after that, you can do seated rows and lat pull down for the same amount of reps and sets. Guaranteed your back will be sore the very next day, even though if you did light weight. It's just gonna be sore. Your back's gonna be like, whoa, I'm coming alive. Anything you do for the first couple workouts, you're going to be extremely sore the next day. But we're trying to minimize this so you don't make that excuse for you not to go to the gym. By the time next week rolls through, because we're doing these muscles only once a week just to get them up and running again, your back will be ready to go, and this is where you increase the weight just a little bit by bit. Every week that passes, you should be increasing the weight bit by bit. Knowing that you've already been working out, you should be bouncing back a lot faster. Week by week, you should be realizing that you're getting stronger and you're gaining a little bit of a size coming back. Now, because you've already been working out before and you already had some muscle mass and you've already had some good muscle and you lost it, you're gonna get those muscles a lot faster. That's because it's a muscle memory, and it's a wonderful thing. Maybe in the next 6 to 8 weeks, you'll get everything you lost back if you continue religiously going back to the gym. Isn't muscle memory a wonderful thing? Now, how long is this program? This program is about 4 weeks long, and it's only 4 weeks because we're just trying to get the body back into the groove. We're getting your muscle fibers. We're trying to wake them up. We're trying to say, hey, you used to be this size. We're trying to get back to where you were. And, let's go. Let's go. Now, again, this is for someone who, for me at least, didn't work out for 5 months. I lost 40 pounds because I had COVID. And so this was necessary for me. For you, you probably were active. If you'd never had sickness and you were good to go and you're active a little bit, maybe 4 weeks is a bit too long. You can reduce it to 2 weeks, and then you can go back to your intense program. All depends on what your situation is. But this is what I did, and it worked out pretty darn well. How to start working out after the pandemic? How to start working out in 2021? Whatever your case may be, if you've never touched a dumbbell before or you've never been in a gym before, I got you covered. It's really important to start with a plan rather than go to the gym and do everything and winging it. I remember when I first stepped into a gym and I started working out, I spent 3 hours in a gym every day, and I did everything. Every machine that was there, I just did. Good form, bad form, it didn't matter to me. I just did it, and that was working out for me. But obviously, I didn't grow. I didn't grow any muscle. If anything, I lost more weight and I just got more depressed. It wasn't until I went to a bodybuilding camp that I started to learn how the muscle works, how to build it, how to properly train it in terms of form and weights and exercises. And then once I got some experience and some knowledge, I went ahead and I started my own program. If you guys are starting out, avoid these mistakes and do these instead. So get your pen and paper ready. The first thing that you guys are going to be doing is doing the major movements, the compound movements, 3 days a week for a good 4 weeks. What are these major movements or compound movements? They are deadlifts, squats, and bench press. These movements are better known as compound exercises or multi-joint movements. Doing them will activate as many and as much muscle fibers as possible. After all, you've never had your muscles under this type of stress before. And doing these exercises is the best way to wake up your muscle fibers as fast as possible, so this way they can get bigger and stronger faster. Now what you're going to be doing, you're going to be performing these exercises 3 to 4 sets each, 10 to 12 reps each set, and for 3 days a week. For example, Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday. And oh yeah, by the way, the weights should not be heavy. They should be light to moderate. So this way, you won't snap anything. You can avoid the injuries, and you won't be too sore the next day, because the idea behind this method is so you won't be too sore the next day or the next 2 days, because you're going to be doing the same exercises again. Every week that passes, you're going to be increasing your weight slowly and steadily, or increasing your reps, all depending on how you feel. In bodybuilding, you'll realize that there's a lot of feeling into, in a workout. Sometimes if you feel like going to the gym, you can push 1,000 pounds. The next day, you don't feel like even going, and the bar just feels a lot heavier than usual. It is what it is. Welcome to bodybuilding. This is what working out is. But overall and generally, you should be getting stronger week after week. And the duration of this program is 4 weeks. After you complete these 4 weeks, then you can move up to a more intense workout. I know 4 weeks might sound like a very long time once you're starting with doing these same exercises over and over again, but trust me guys, it's not. When it comes to bodybuilding or generally just lifting weights, health and avoiding injury is the number one priority thing. And what we're doing here is just that. We're avoiding the injuries, we're avoiding all the risks, and we're getting our body ready for more intense workouts for weeks to come. So in the meanwhile, what you should be doing these 4 weeks is obviously getting the feel for the weight, making that mind-muscle connection, and most importantly, getting your form right. If you're doing bench press and you feel your back or your legs that's a problem. That's not good, and there's a risk of getting injured there. So use these 4 weeks to master these techniques, so this way in the future you can do these heavy weights and amazing exercises with right form and hitting the right muscle group. This is how I would do it if I had to start from all over again. Now, no matter what your goal is, nutrition is a very important key when it comes to lifting and bodybuilding, or anything to do when you're going to the gym. But that's a different video, a different topic for another day. But that's how I would start working out again, or start working out properly in 2021, or after when this pandemic is over. So if you guys are this far in this video, I think you deserve a like, right? If you guys can go ahead and give me a like, that'll really help me out and help this channel out by a long shot. At the moment, I don't have any workout videos yet, but I do have full day of eating videos, which I think you guys will find interesting. I do have workout videos in them. And as always, guys, subscribe for more. Hit the notification bell so you guys are notified when video gets dropped. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace.